Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Tell Aaron and his sons to be careful with the holy things, offerings, gifts, which the children of Israel dedicate to me, so that they do not profane my holy name. I am the Lord. Say to them, any one of your descendants throughout your generations who approaches the holy things which the Israelites dedicate to the Lord, while he is ceremonially unclean, that person shall be cut off from my presence and excluded from the sanctuary. I am the Lord. No man of the descendants of Aaron who is a leper or has a discharge may eat the holy things, the offerings and the showbread, until he is clean. And whoever touches any person or thing made unclean by contact with a corpse or a man who has had a seminal emission, or whoever touches any crawling thing by which he is made unclean, or any person by whom he is made unclean, whatever it may be. The person who touches any such thing shall be unclean until evening, and shall not eat the holy things, unless he has bathed his body in water. When the sun sets, he will be clean, and afterward he may eat the holy things, for it is his food. He shall not eat that which dies of natural causes, or is torn by a predator, becoming unclean by it. I am the Lord. Therefore the priests shall observe my ordinance, so that they will not bear sin because of it, and die if they profane it. I am the Lord who sanctifies them. No layman, that is, someone outside of Aaron's family, is to eat the holy gift which has been offered to God. A foreigner residing with the priest, or a hired man, shall not eat the holy thing. But if a priest buys a slave as his property with his money, the slave may eat the holy thing, and those who are born in the priest's house, they may eat his food. If a priest's daughter is married to a layman, one not part of the priestly tribe, she shall not eat the offering of the holy things. But if a priest's daughter is a widow or divorced, and has no child, and returns to her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat her father's food, but no layman shall eat it. But if a person unknowingly eats a holy gift, which has been offered to God, then he shall add 1/5 of its value to it, and give the holy gift to the priest. The priests shall not profane the holy things the Israelites offer to the Lord, and so cause them, by neglect of any essential observance, to bear the punishment of guilt when they eat their holy things. For I am the Lord who sanctifies them. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, and to all the Israelites, and say to them, Any man of the house of Israel, or any stranger in Israel who presents his offering, whether to fulfill any of their vows, or as any of their free will, voluntary offerings, which they presented to the Lord as a burnt offering, so that you may be accepted. It must be a male, without blemish from the cattle, the sheep or the goats. You shall not offer anything which has a blemish, because it will not be accepted for you. Whoever offers a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord, to fulfill a special vow to the Lord, or as a free will offering, from the herd or from the flock, it must be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish in it. Animals that are blind or fractured or mutilated, or have a sore or a running wound, or an itch or scabs, you shall not offer to the Lord, nor make an offering of them by fire on the altar to the Lord. For a free will offering, you may offer either a bull or a lamb, which has an overgrown or stunted member, deformity, but for the payment of a vow, it will not be accepted. You shall not offer to the Lord any animal which has its testicles bruised or crushed, or torn or cut off, or sacrifice it in your land. Nor shall you offer as the food of your God any such animals obtained from a foreigner, because their corruption and blemish makes them unfit. There is a defect in them. They shall not be accepted for you. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, When a bull or a sheep or a goat is born, it shall remain for 7 days with its mother, and after the 8th day it shall be accepted as an offering by fire to the Lord. And whether the mother is a cow or a sheep, you shall not kill both it and its young in 1 day. When you sacrifice an offering of thanksgiving to the Lord, you shall sacrifice it so that you may be accepted. It shall be eaten on the same day. You shall leave none of it until the next morning. I am the Lord. So you shall keep my commandments and do them. I am the Lord. You shall not profane my holy name, using it to honor an idol, or treating it with irreverence, or contempt, or as a byword. But I will be sanctified, set apart as holy, among the Israelites. I am the Lord, who sanctifies and declares you holy, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord.